table and ask each of you guys what your opinion, not of your wine, but what your opinion of Pinot Grigio is and the potential it has in the Alto Adige and what you feel it expresses. And I'll start with the Count Michael.
Well, as most of the people know, Pinot Grigio is one of the most also spread out wines from Alto Adige, from Italy in the United States. I can only talk from my personal, from my winery. We don't have any Pinot Grigio.
Not one?
Not one. But I mean, I like the wine, but it's I focus more on wines, on varieties.
This is the controversial part?
Like the Pinot Bianco or Sauvignon Blanc. So to me it's a great wine, but I'm not the person who says Pinot Grigio is Alto Adige. I see Pinot Grigio more for the Friuli area. But I know it's a little controversy, so the wines are good, and I'm sure you will all love them.
I'm sure. Wolfgang?
Yes, like Ines said, one of the most important varieties in the area, in Alto Adige, South Tyrol, one of the oldest planted, depending where you are. Areas there's more or less, like Michael said, in his area, it's not so historical. I would highlight out one point for the consumer, what's saying something similar for all Alto Adige Pinot Grigio. If you have an Alto Adige Pinot Grigio, first of all, it's a DOC appellation, what means that you need to have low yields by appellation or by law. And that's the biggest difference on the most Pinot Grigios in the market. Most of them are IGT level, and that's with higher yield. That's why they're so easy drinking and, like you said, very light.
Very good point.
So if somebody picks a DOC Alto Adige Südtirol Pinot Grigio, he knows that he gets some Pinot Grigio with more body, with more creaminess, with more structure, and a good minerality. So
and you have to be careful because there are wines from wineries in the U.S. and the wineries make both a DOC Alto Adige Pinot Grigio and then another IGT Pinot Grigio, and the labels are very similar.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get a surprise with a bottle that looks like another bottle that you bought.
Yeah. I think that's what I would like to add to the.
And Andy, you're export manager for Franz Haas?
Yes.
So you can talk a little bit about Pinot Grigio as the difficulty or the ease with which you can introduce Pinot Grigio to a market, and how the U.S. market is doing with Pinot Grigio.
So we are producing mainly the main part of our white wine is Pinot Grigio as well, and when I'm going to every export market I'm going, people are very surprised about the structure, the complexity, the fruitiness of our Pinot Grigio, and as Wolfgang says, the DOC, the need of the DOC is that the quality by law and the yield is in a level that it expects. So and in US Pinot Grigio is very popular.
Of course,
it's we are mainly exporting an IGT in US, an IGT from the Veneto area. It's a winery from Franz Haas's parents, and but as I said, the Pinot Grigio is the Alto Adige Pinot Grigio is very well accepted.
Is the U.S. the most important market for Pinot Grigio?
Yes, but there are also other markets that are expanding a lot. It's Germany, and it's also, other export markets in Europe, and also I think in the next years Asia will also grow, because Pinot Grigio is obviously a grape that is grown, like Michael said, in a lot of places, so it's very known, and I think it's also very accessible from the very clear fruit, but not very not very aggressive, but very clear. And then this creaminess and not aggressive acidity. I think this is very something that most of the wine drinkers enjoy.
I think so.
And there are different steps. You can start with an easy Pinot Grigio and go to
Move
a higher
your way
level.
up.
And
This is one of the things about the Alto Adige it's not as crazy in the U.S. because you don't export all of your wines, but everybody here is absolutely crazy because typically there are 2, 3, or 4 levels of wine.
Yeah.
And everybody makes 4 or 5 or 6 different varieties of wine. So it's 4 times 6. Everybody's making 24 wines, more or less. That's the average probably for the Alto Adige. So on that note, we're going to move on. Here's a picture of the northern part of the valley. It's difficult to see here, but you can see there's a little hump in the middle. That's where Lago Caldaro is, and we're to